Well. Good afternoon. I trust that you are doing very well today. My name is Kelvin Amwanza, and today we're going to have, we're going to have a very powerful conversation on strategies of how to build your self-confidence. If you are watching me on Twitter, YouTube, or LinkedIn, or Facebook, I say thank you so much for just joining me today. And I hope that we are going to have a wonderful time together of just learning. It is my desire and my pleasure this year to contribute as much as I can, to share things that are empowering, that will enable you become a better person. So this year, let's go out together and become the best that we can. So today, I've just been reflecting on this topic, and because it's something that I've struggled with as a person, and as I interact also with other people, I've also realized that it's still one of the challenges that people are going through even right now. I know you have set your goals, you have set your vision, but I do believe that part of you going ahead and achieving the goals that you have set for yourself, you need to have some level of confidence. Without it, you are not going to be able to achieve your dreams and the goals that you have set for yourself this year. So what is confidence? I think confidence is just one having a belief in their abilities. So it's a belief in your abilities. It's a belief in your abilities. And that's a basic foundation. It's when you believe and you trust in your own abilities. Not that you're trying to be selfish, not that you're trying to disregard other individuals, but that you also see yourself as somebody who has abilities that you've been given when you came into the world. So that aspect of having belief and trust is called confidence. Without this ability, without this belief, without this trust that you do have abilities, it's going to be very difficult for you to navigate through life. And I'll talk about certain things that I believe that as a result of having low confidence. So, but depending on where you're coming from, it's either you have actually this self-belief in your abilities and your trust. But others are coming from a background where they were undermined. They're coming from a background where they were never valued. They were never given attention. Some are coming from environment where no one believed in them and no one actually told them that you are actually good at this. So they have grown up fighting through life to prove a point that they actually do have something. But in the process of trying to always prove a point that you do have also some level of abilities, actually it undermines one's confidence. So regardless of where you are coming from, hear it from me today. Whether no one affirmed you, whether they affirmed you, whoever affirmed you didn't give you your abilities. Whoever didn't affirm you didn't also take away your abilities. Even today, the individuals that are not affirming you and complimenting you regarding your abilities are not the one taking it away from you. Even the individuals that are complimenting you regarding of your personal abilities, they are also not the individuals actually that given you. You were born here on the face of the earth, ladies and gentlemen, with abilities. And it's up to you to waken up, to wake up and realize that reality, that you came into this world already prepared, already loaded with your own abilities. And you have to have your trust in your own abilities, because what I've realized that when you give other individuals the power to affirm your abilities, they're not going to do it. And some who affirm your abilities also, they have other ulterior motives, and not all of them, but some. And the idea, some of the individuals, I remember there was somebody that used to compliment me and encourage me in some of the things that I tried to do. But as time progressed, I realized that this person actually, in their compliment, in their encouragement, in their motivation, there is some level of control. They want me to make decisions that aligns to what they want to do. So I have to make a judgment between my dreams and what they want, and also cut through, because sometimes we can be loyal to individuals' compliments because we are so desperate to receive affirmation and to receive accolades. And sometimes we can be so attached to individuals' accolades without realizing that, whether somebody praises you or not, you still have your own abilities, and you have to be able to believe in those abilities. So, what are the consequences, therefore, of not having confidence? So I said this year, if you are going to achieve some of the goals that you have set for yourself, you are going to achieve them because you have this belief and this trust in your own abilities, that you as a person, you are gifted, that you as a person, you do have something in this world that you came to deliver and you came to offer, and that you are fully equipped to do just that. But without having some level of confidence, I didn't even just put this also in some of the things I thought about, but I also believe, just as low self-esteem, that we'll always also set our goals and our vision based on our level of confidence. No one will go ahead and set dreams and visions that are above their level of confidence. So every dream, every vision that you want realized will always will always be at the level of your confidence. If you want to break the barrier and accomplish incredible things, it means that you have to keep on trusting, keep on believing in your own abilities. But this are some of the consequences of not having confidence. Lack of confidence will hold you back from speaking, even in meeting. Have you realized, maybe this has happened to you before, it has happened to me before, as I was trying to build my self-confidence, that you can have so much wisdom and so much understanding and clarity on certain issues, but because of lack of confidence, I used to fail to speak up and bring myself to a place where I can actually contribute. And when somebody speaks almost in the same line of my thought, I would go and say, yeah, that's actually what I wanted to say. Or instead of rising up for myself to speak what I think should be spoken, I would whisper to somebody next to me and tell them what I think, and that person will go ahead and speak, but they will look like they are the one who came up with the idea. They are the one actually who are full of wisdom. So this is important, because lack of self-confidence will hold you back from speaking up. And when you are unable to speak up in meetings, what is going to happen, the people that you work for are going to conclude that actually you have nothing to offer as a person. So whenever there are promotion, whenever there are special project, they are not going to consider you. Why? Because they don't think that you have what it takes. They don't think that you have the wisdom. They don't think that you have the ability. So they'll look for other individuals that are outspoken, that contributes, and they have the confidence in them to actually take on certain project, and they are the one who are going to be actually be looked upon as far as promotions are concerned, and you stay in your own state, wondering, why am I not regarded? Why am I not? Why do I always get forgotten? You get forgotten because you have undersold yourself due to lack of confidence. Point number 2, lack of confidence also is going to affect your ability to be assertive. The ability to be assertive is very, very, very important, because whether in relationship or in the organization that you work for, because being assertive is to be able to speak up for yourself in a more respectful and in a more honest way. You can voice your opinion. You can voice what you feel about a particular condition. To those of you who are in relationship and dating, without being assertive, what is going to happen is that you're going to be manipulated. You're going to withhold what you think you should tell someone. If you're not happy about a particular situation, you're going to hold yourself because you don't have that confidence to be assertive, to be able to speak up for yourself. It's the same thing also in organization. When you don't have the confidence to communicate, to speak up, you are going to be overlooked the same again, but also you're not going to be perceived as somebody who is truly valuable in your organization and in your association. So self-confidence actually takes away, steals from you opportunities that are readily available before you. If you are working today, that's an opportunity that is before you. And if you are not confident enough in your own abilities, chances of you rising and moving up and becoming the person that you are meant to be in the corporate world are going to be hindered because of your lack of confidence. The other thing also that lack of confidence does to us is that it takes away our desire to love ourselves or to appreciate ourselves. There is a scripture that talks about that love your neighbors the same way you love yourself. This is what it means. It means that the extent you are required to love others to the extent to which you love yourself. The opposite of that is that if you do not love yourself, it's not going to be possible to truly love other people. That's the point number one. Also, when you don't love yourself, the opposite of that is self-hate. You are going to get to a place where you undervalue yourself, you undermine yourself, you hate yourself, and you don't like yourself. Why? And the reason is because you lack confidence, you lack trust, and you lack faith and belief in your own abilities. And the result of that is self-hatred. And self-hatred leads to a number of things. Some people get addicted to substances because there is something in them that tells them that you are nothing. So they go about abusing substances, and in the process of abusing substance, they end up destroying their own lives. It's more of like fulfilling what you perceive you are, that you are nothing. And because you perceive that you are nothing and you don't have abilities, you then go about involving yourself in activities that ultimately confirms your nothingness, if I can put it that way. So self-confidence, the lack of self-confidence leads to self-hate, and that self-hate itself also makes it very difficult for somebody to be loved. That's why to some of you who are dating and are in relationship, we can also talk about that, it becomes very difficult to love somebody who doesn't love themselves. And also when you get into a relationship, such a person, you always have to keep on affirming. You'll be accused of things that actually you even never thought of doing. And the reason is because this person lacks self-confidence. And this self-confidence, and beyond relationship, even just general relationship, it's going to be very difficult for you to be to our friends and to maintain relationship. You are always going to end up differing with the people that you are relating with. And the issue is because there is a lack of self-confidence that has led to self-hate. You always think that you are nothing. Even when somebody speaks to you in a certain way, your interpretation of the way they're speaking to you, even if they want to just to correct you and help you out, because inwardly you hate yourself, and everything that is spoken to you, you receive all that is spoken to you, and it passes you from through a state of self-hate, and the interpretation will always be negative. So I want to encourage you this year, as you have chosen to set your goals, your dreams, and your vision, embark on a journey of building your confidence, a journey of believing and having enough faith, enough belief, enough trust in your abilities. So maybe you are asking, just for today, Kelvin, then what should I do as a person as I'm struggling with this issue of confidence? What can I do? I will give you maybe 4 things that you can look at. It's not the only thing, and they are not also in the order of importance, but there are 2 things that you can use, or points or strategies that you can use to boost your self-confidence. Number 1, you have to accept the things that you cannot change. If something happened in your past, you were mistreated, you were neglected, you were looked down, you were bullied. If something happened in your past and you have attached your identity and your lack of confidence to what happened, you have to get to a place where you accept that you cannot change what happened in the past. You cannot change how people treated you or how you were raised. That is out of your control. And in fact, truly speaking, how you were treated and how you were raised is not really, it doesn't define who you are. It defines the character of people that treated you that way, not you. So if somebody spoke to you in a bad way, they did not speak to you in a bad way because you are a bad person. them speaking to you in a bad way, it speaks to their character, not yours. So do not attach yourself to how you were treated. You were treated in a certain way based on the individual's characters and whatever they were going through and whatever their perception is. So get rid of your inclination to attach yourself to the things that have happened to your life. Maybe you were not neglected by your father, your mom, and no one was present in your life, and because of that, it has taken away your confidence. You have no control of the decisions that your parent took, but you have control today to begin to think differently and to begin to say that no matter how I was raised, it doesn't disqualify who I was meant to be. It doesn't take away my abilities. Yes, you might have been hurt, but it doesn't really take away your abilities and doesn't take away the power to believe in yourself. So accept what you cannot control, because that way you are giving yourself freedom to be what you were created to be, and you are breaking away from the thing that has been holding you back and undermining your confidence. So you have no control of how how maybe your boss treats you. You have no control over that. But you can you can gather yourself in such a way that going forward, when I'm spoken to me in a particular way, I will stand up for myself. But I'm not going to let other people undermine me. But I'm also not going to be in control of everything and trying to attach everything that happens to me to regulate my level of confidence. I'm going to accept what I do not have control over and embrace the things that I have control over. You have control over your destiny. You have control over how you are spoken to going forward. You have control over the decision that you need to be making going forward. The power is within you. You have control over, but for you to grow in confidence, you have to let go of certain things that you have no control over and get hold of things that you have control over. Point number 2, visualize how you want to be seen. You know, one of the reasons why we keep on undermining ourselves, it's the way we speak to ourselves. We speak to ourselves in a very undermining way. We are disrespectful to ourselves. We insult ourselves. We have no value of ourselves, and we visualize ourselves in a way that speaks to us that we are failures. If you truly want to begin to gain confidence, I do acknowledge how you visualize yourself right now, but look deep down your heart. How would you want the world to see you? Do you want the world to see you broken? Do you want the world to see you as somebody who lacks belief and trust in themselves? Or you want the world to see you as somebody who has abilities, who is gifted? You want the world to see you as somebody who has the ability to succeed and make it in life. So if that's the way you want to be seen, begin to visualize yourself. Begin to visualize yourself being appreciated for your contribution, for your abilities, for your skills, because that way you are going to be empowering yourself. And the more you visualize, the more also you are going to begin to regulate your emotions that comes to undermine your confidence. So your confidence has everything to do with the image that you have of yourself. But if you begin to think in a certain way and to visualize yourself in a certain way that is more positive, also it's going to feed onto your emotions, and you will begin to feel much more a little bit more confident. And the more you practice, the more you go ahead to practice, the more you are going to grow in confidence. Number 3 is that you have to do the very things that you are scared of doing. What we normally do is that when we feel we lack a sense of confidence, what we begin to do is that we begin to run away from those things that we think we don't have the abilities for. We hide and we run away when we're given opportunities at workplace to speak, to present. We run away from that because we think that we are not good speakers, we are not going to be heard, and we begin to run away from all that because we don't want to fail, and because we have accepted that we don't have the abilities. If you want to gain and boost your confidence, what you need to keep on doing is that keep on taking on the opportunities that you are afraid of taking on. If you are afraid of speaking, if you are afraid of taking the lead in your team, For you to grow in confidence, you have to do the very thing that scares you. So go ahead and accept responsibilities. Go ahead this year and begin to make presentation. If you are afraid of standing before people, go ahead and attempt to do that, because when you go ahead to do that, what you're doing is that you are also working on your self-perception, but also you are beginning to reduce the impact of your self-belief that says that you do not have the abilities, because the more you do it, the more you do the things that scares you the most, the more you are challenging your self-belief that says that you do not have the abilities. So the way we overcome lack of confidence is not by running away from the very things that we are afraid of doing. We have to go ahead and face the very thing that we are afraid of doing. Number 4, which is the last point, and I think it's one of my favorite, is that you have to focus on nurturing your abilities, not on comparing yourself with other individuals. Because what we normally do is that the more we lack a sense of belief in ourselves, we begin to look at other individuals who are confident in their own abilities, and we begin to question ourselves, why is it that I'm like this? Why can't I be like John or James or Jane or Mary? So we are always comparing ourselves with other individuals that we think are better than ours. Here's what I've learned. In life, there will always be somebody who is better than you. There'll always be somebody who is richer than you. There will be always somebody who is more committed than you. That's how life works. There will always be somebody who is ahead of you. What you can do is that the individuals that are ahead of you, you can learn from them. What is it that makes them tick? What is it that they have done in their lives that has added this level of confidence and has brought this level of success? Because in checking them out, you want to learn from them. You are not trying to undermine yourself. And as you learn from them, you are also empowering yourself. You are gaining the confidence in yourself. So in you learning from others, you are also gaining the information that is empowering, that begins to nurture your gift. And also the time that you shouldn't be, that you spend in comparing yourself, you are wasting the time, because that very time is the time that you should be actually looking for resources, looking for means that are able to empower you and increase your abilities and build you up and prepare you for the things that you want to achieve. So stop comparing yourself. Focus on nurturing your abilities. That way, you are going to keep on growing in your confidence. So that's it. That's it for today. To rush through just to make sure that I condense all that I came to say. But enjoy the rest of the day, and it's my desire and my prayer this year that you are going to be the best version of yourself. So enjoy the rest of the day and take note of what I've mentioned, so that you'll be able to actually boost your confidence going forward. So enjoy the rest of the day, and I will see you again. Bye bye.